Hey everyone, and welcome back to Cabaret on the Couch. If this is your first time here, or you've been here with us every month, like I say all the time, we're just so glad that you're here. I'm Ian. I am the producer of the show, and tonight we are here to focus on Be an Arts Hero. For the past 8 months, we've spotlighted some different theater organizations, ones that are doing really important work, ones that are creating some incredible new innovative work, but we really haven't taken a chance to focus on ways to get involved outside of that. And we know that coming here and asking for donations every single month is not always easy for everybody who is sitting at home watching the show. So we wanted to focus on something a little bit different, something that's more of a call to action where you can take 30 seconds, a minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and I guarantee you that somebody you know, somebody who your friends know or your family know, is in the industry, is part of this community of arts heroes, and are part of the 4.5% of the American economy that's powered by the arts. And so we are here today just as much of a call to action as always. And so we have a really exceptional group of talent, two friends joining us from Broadway shows, and I am so excited to kick things off. So we are just going to get right into it with our intro video, and then we'll take you right to our host, Danny Decker. Enjoy, everyone.
Thanks so much for hopping on Cabaret on the Couch. My name is Danny Decker. I am 24. I currently work for Broadway World in sales and advertising, and I'm an up-and-coming musical theater composer and lyricist. Hopefully, we shall see. But I wanted to talk tonight real quick about Be an Arts Hero. The Be an Arts Hero initiative is made up of actors, creatives, stagehands, and so many more affected by the COVID-19 health crisis. And some ways that you can help is, of course, donations, and take the time even to sign a quick 4 seconds. Just sign the letter that goes to our senators at beanartshero.com. So I'm going to start and kick things off by playing you a little song. If you guys know Elton John's Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, I'm going to take a moment and sing a little bit for you. So. When are you gonna come down? When are you going to land? I should have stayed on the farm. I should have listened to my old man. You know you can't help me forever. I didn't sign up for you. I'm not a present for your friends to open. This boy's too young to be singing the blues. So goodbye, Yellow Brick Road, where the dogs of society howl. You can't let me in your penthouse. I'm going back to my plow, back to the howling old owl in the woods, hunting the hornback toad. Oh, I finally decided my future lies beyond the yellow brick road. All right, so that's a little bit of a song for you there. So the very first guest that I would like to introduce is a tremendous Broadway performer by the name of Aaron Kaburick. And I've seen Aaron in so many shows, and he's got quite the resume. So I would love to welcome him on the show. Hey, Aaron, how's it going?
Howdy.
There you are.
It's so nice to be here.
It's great to have you. Thanks so much for hopping on. So I'd love to ask first, since, COVID-19, obviously, back in March, there's probably shutdown. You're in the middle of doing Mrs. Doubtfire. I've seen you in many shows. I saw you do Billy Elliot, Something Rotten.
I miss them all.
Yeah, the only one I missed was Sister Act, and
it was a good one. I loved it. I only did the last 6 months of it. Basically, when Raven Simone went in, I went in. I was in her contract, so
Great.
Kidding.
So how have you been keeping yourself busy during this time indoors, the quarantine, COVID-19?
Yeah, so I've been doing a lot of gardening, a lot of housework, a lot of cooking, baking. I've nailed a ton of puzzles. I tell you what, so many. But I've been keeping in contact with a lot of friends and family, letter writing. I did a lot of letter writing during the election, and that felt really good to be able to do that. Oftentimes we're busy, and sometimes volunteering is not as easy, and so I try to do as much as I can for that, which felt really good. So that's my indoor stuff I've been doing.
That's great. And definitely like journaling these very special times. I think in those letters, one day you'll look back and go, wow.
That happened.
It's certainly crazy. But with the Be an Arts Hero initiative in mind, to you as a performer on Broadway, what does it mean to be an arts hero to you, since you have been in so many shows that made so many people happy, especially with so many comedies like Mrs. Doubtfire and Hello, Dolly?
Well, it's tricky when I think about it. Like when I think of the term hero for us, especially when there are so many heroes right now, the first responders, so many people who are working so hard to make a vaccine for us, so many people who are working so hard to make sure that we are safe and to get through all of this quickly. So you kind of think, okay, well, maybe we take a back seat right now so that we can be the hero when everything is safe again, for people to get back out into the world and to experience that kind of joy again. We'll be there for that. So I see it in two ways. I see us as being a hero for the time when we are completely safe as a country and as a world again. But I also see it as stepping up and showing that we are heroes right now, to just bring awareness to the needs that we have as artists. I think a lot of people oftentimes look at us as this is just our hobby and don't realize this is how I make a living, and this is how I get my insurance, and this is how I survive. I'm fortunate that this is how I survive, but it is. And so I think there's that awareness as well. And I think there's also the awareness of, I think a lot of people don't understand that Broadway really is shut down for a long time. And I think a lot of people think, oh, it'll be back soon. So I think there's also the awareness of stepping up and being an arts hero to say, no, it's going to be a while and we need your support because it is going to be that long. Absolutely.
And that video of Will I just sends chills down my spine. It's absolutely beautiful. Must have been wonderful to be a part of that as well, and to really just reflect on everything happening and hopefully a brighter tomorrow. But speaking of which, I'd love to ask, since you're in Mrs. Doubtfire, what can audiences expect from this show?
Oh my gosh, I promise you're going to have a blast. First of all, can we just think for 1 second of what that night is going to be like when the audiences come into their Broadway theaters and, like Mrs. Doubtfire, the entire company is upstage of the curtain right before the show starts. And so I get goosebumps thinking about the electricity that is going to quote Billy Elliot, the electricity that will be sparking inside of me and through everybody that evening is going to be so unbelievable. It's going to be palpable. But in terms of our show specifically, I just cannot wait for people to see Rob McClure. He's so special in the role of Daniel Hillard in Mrs. Doubtfire. He's so effortless and so funny. The writers have taken such incredible care to make sure the show is current and fresh while also feeling familiar, which I think is exactly what people are going to want when the pandemic is over. That's what they'll want to see when they sit in the theater, is a show like us. But really, I can't wait for people to see Rob McClure. He's so so good. He's an old friend, and I still stand in the wings in awe. I'm like, I can't believe he's doing what he's doing. It's special.
I can't wait. It's one of the first on my list. Cannot wait. But thank you so much, Aaron, for hopping on this evening. Excuse me.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
And,
thank you. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. And I want to see Afra Hines. We did Motown together. I love her, and she's in the lineup too. You guys are gonna love her.
yes,
She's the best.
Cannot wait.
Yeah.
Thanks, Aaron.
All right. Thanks.
Bye. All right. So now we have Hailey Jo. Hailey Jo Rosato will be performing a powerhouse number from Waitress called "I Didn't Plan It." So Hailey Jo, take it away.
Do a thumbs up.
Here I am. I'm on mute too. Sorry, everyone. For everyone watching.
For your rocks and me, for your glass house and take off running. You know better than me. We both made mistakes, haven't we? I wanna do what I'm doing, sitting in judgment for existing. I don't claim to be proud, but my head won't be hung in shame. I didn't plan it, but the lights are red and I ran it, and I'm still standing. It's not another love, it's not you. I understand it, swimming by my head. Life burning right for you. I didn't plan it, it's finally something to feel. Oh, look around, innocent baby. I'm just looking for the less reason. And sometimes behind that turn, down a road you never thought you'd see, I didn't plan to be backwards, been taken for granted, but I can't stand it. I'm still living the break. I didn't say the big mistake thinking. Maybe you'll get the same thing. Something to feel, to release your blood, and remind you of love. So open your eyes and look around and see the sky. I didn't plan it, but that's fine. And I'm finally feeling alive. It's not right, but it's mine. And it's fine. I'll be something.
Ooh, good job, Hailey Jo. That was amazing. Some really great notes there. Have you seen Waitress?
I have.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's such a great show. I miss it. Miss it greatly. So I'd love to ask, since you're in high school, have you been doing any shows virtually at the moment? How has that been working theatrically?
Yeah, actually, I've been doing Mary Poppins and The Sound of Music.
Wow. Who are you playing in both of those?
In Mary Poppins, I play Mary Poppins.
Nice.
And then in The Sound of Music, I play Bithjia.
Oh, that's good. She's the smart one. She's the smart aleck. So I would love to ask too, with that in mind, do you have any shows like any kind of dream roles or shows that you would love to perform in virtually if things do continue this way?
Yeah, I would love to do like dream role. I don't know if the rights came out yet, but Beetlejuice is a really fun one.
Oh, Lydia, right?
Yeah.
Great part. People love Beetlejuice. A lot of fun. I'd love to ask too. What show would you like love to do? What could you see them doing virtually in the future?
For anything, like any show.
Yeah, like any show that you could see like your school putting on in the future. Like, what would you want them to do next season?
I'd probably want them to do like Newsies or like something really fun with a lot of dancing.
So interesting. That you'd have like multiple like windows, and it would like represent all the different. That'd be really cool. I like that a lot. So Hailey Jo, I mean, thank you so much for hopping on tonight. Really appreciate it, for sharing your awesome talent. Great song pick, too. By the way, I forgot to compliment that. But it was really nice meeting you, and great to talk to you.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Alrighty. So up next we have Afra Hines, and Afra Hines has been in multiple shows that I've seen. She was most recently in Hadestown, where she got to understudy Persephone. And I'm going to introduce Our Lady of the Underground, which is the Act 2 opener, sung by Afra Hines. Terrific.
Hi, Danny. Wow. How are you?
That was tremendous.
Thank you.
I will be very honest with you. I think that was probably the fourth or fifth time I've watched that. It's phenomenal. It's a privilege for the audience to have seen you play that part.
Oh, that's very sweet.
And I would love to start off just by asking a couple of questions. And like I could go on for hours, just the career that you had. And but I'd love to ask you, how have you been keeping busy through all this, like through the last 9 months or so?
Well, I had a baby in June. So I've got a 5-month-old that's been keeping me very busy. Yeah, so that's taken up most of my time, but it worked out really well because I started my maternity leave from Hadestown in mid-February, and the shutdown happened in mid-March. So she has been the silver lining of this whole thing for me, because it's been really nice, like getting to spend all this time. You know, before all this happened, I had planned on going back to work a month ago. And now the idea that I would be back at work already is hilarious, because this is, you know, it's a lot being a new mom.
Yeah. Oh, but congratulations.
Thank you.
Sorry, I was like sneaking it in while you were talking, and I apologize for that.
That's all right.
I'd love to know what was it like to go on as Persephone, and what roles do you play when you don't go on for that part usually?
So I'm a worker. I'm in the ensemble. There's 5 of us in Hadestown, and the only part I understudy is Persephone. And I've gone on, I don't know, I'm guessing like somewhere around a dozen times, and I feel nervous every time, especially at the top of the show. Like getting into the flow of things always takes a second, but that number that we just saw, that's my favorite number to do, and it's the top of Act 2. And so usually by then I'm like a little bit more in my body and having fun by that point. But I will tell you, like, the scariest thing about going on as Persephone, no matter how many times I do it, is that in that song, we have to introduce the band. And I don't know if you know this, but band members, they only have to be, they can miss, I think, 49% of shows. So it's like every night there is a different band. So having to introduce them all is like super stressful, because I of course don't want to get their names wrong. It's like, you know, they're so amazing and brilliant, all of the musicians we have in that show. So I would be backstage with Andre de Shields, who is the coolest, and he'd be like saying some amazing like wisdom that I want to keep, to like ingest and keep, but at the same time I'm like going over the names of the musicians obsessively. So yeah, it never gets I mean, it's nerve-wracking. Anytime you're an understudy, it's a little bit scary because you don't get to do it every night. So, but that's what also makes it really special.
That is really special, and it's a different track, and there's, you know, like you said, different people every night. It's like, oh, is Mike on the drums? Is like John playing piano? Is, you know, totally. Oh man, that must have to go over it a bunch of times, like you said.
Yeah, well, we'd get the list right at half hour. So like, as you come into the theater to sign in, you get the list of the musicians. So like during any break I have, I would be like rehearsing their names.
Yeah, it's like, okay, there's that, and then we'll do it again at intermission. So great, which is really great. So you know, with the Be an Arts Hero initiative in mind, I'd love to hear from you, as well as I did Aaron before. You know, what does it mean to you to be an arts hero?
Yeah, well, first of all, hi, Aaron. I love him. To me, you know, I think right now, so I was talking to my friend Kimberly the other day about when we think Broadway might come back, and I'm, you know, the best guesses right now are that it's going to be another year. So when you think about the whole industry being unemployed for another year, it's sort of staggering. And you think about like what Aaron was saying, it's not just our jobs, but it's also our health insurance, and not just the performers, but all the people who are backstage, and you know, there are other industries that also depend on Broadway. So like all those restaurants that are right near all the Broadway theaters are really struggling. So to me, it's just about like bringing awareness to it, because if you're not in this industry and you don't think about it on a daily basis, it might be something that you think of as like discretionary spending or like things that, you know, last on the list of things to worry about. But the theater industry brings so much revenue to New York City, and it's just, we got to make some noise about it. And I encourage you all to go to the website, and there's, you know, letter drafts that you can send to your senators and all sorts of things that we can do, because we all need to just make some noise about it.
I love that, and I appreciate, you know, all the information and your take on it, and you know how you've been feeling through it, and we of course hope for a better and brighter tomorrow and going forward. Like you said, though, you know, it might take some time, but sticking together as an industry.
Yeah, and thank you for doing stuff like this, because you know, giving us opportunities to connect in any way that we can and to continue to perform and share art, I think is really important now.
And thank you for being a part of so many phenomenal productions and sharing your talent with those who come to see these shows, the millions who come to see these shows. But
Thank
it was
you.
so great to talk to you, and again, that video is stunning. Oh my gosh.
Thank you, Danny.
Broadway comes back. I want to see you as Persephone. You gotta go on.
Yeah.
Hey, have a great rest of your night, and thanks for joining.
You. Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Okay, so now we have a special guest. It's Carlson Elrod from the Be an Arts Hero Initiative, who'll be joining me right here. And we're going to talk a little bit about the campaign. And Carlson, I'll be handing you over the mic.
Hi there, how's it going? It's me, Carson Elrod from Be an Arts Hero. Danny, thank you so much for inviting me. I really appreciate it. It's great to be here.
Thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. So I gave a little bit of information at the beginning. I know we talked with Aaron and with Afra about, you know, what the initiative does, but from you, who is a part of this, what can you tell our audience about Be an Arts Hero?
Well, what I can tell you is basically, so as Afra was talking about, you know what I mean? When things shut down, we thought it was going to be a couple weeks intermission, a little pause. And then as, you know, we just kind of watched the fabric of the reality of our lives start to kind of unravel by mid-May. You know, agencies were closing because they had no artists' commissions. I had a friend who was a clown at the Cirque du Soleil, and they were in Houston, and they went dark for a night, and then a week, then 2 weeks, then a month, then the Cirque du Soleil went bankrupt. You know what I mean? And so we just saw all of this stuff happening. And then we were looking at the CARES Act funding, you know, meager as it was for the arts and culture industry. At least there was FPUC, at least there was some PPP that went to arts and culture businesses. But then as we were getting closer and closer to the end of July, we were like really staring down the barrel of what is going to happen to the 2.7 million totally unemployed arts workers in this country, of which I am one, of which all of us at Be an Arts Hero are in this kind of really precarious, distressed position. And we just realized, as Afra said, we got to make some noise. We really have to put together a grassroots campaign. So much about arts advocacy, the people that do this work day in, day out, and who have been doing it for a long time, it's been about relationship development and surgical legislative strikes, this, that, and the other thing. And we're so grateful for traditional advocacy roots. But this is also one of those cases where the moment creates the movement, and the moment is one of just total terror, like total collapse. And Michael Seaman and Richard Florida wrote this incredible Brookings Institution study called Lost Art, COVID-19's devastating impact on the creative economy. And they just like kind of put it out on a state-by-state basis. This is what we are losing, both human infrastructure, physical infrastructure. And when we say human infrastructure, we mean us. You know what I mean? We mean box office people, artists, wig makers, the people that work the concession stand, who sell merch at the rock and roll shows, roadies, musicians, everybody. And so what we want to do is we want to make sure that there is relief, dedicated relief, to the 2.7 million of us that are completely and totally unemployed, and to get a floor underneath our sector. One of the things about the CARES Act is it didn't matter if you were a Republican or a Democrat, you could agree that the United States economy was in collapse. And so a floor needed to be put underneath the United States economy. Well, what most people don't realize, and I think our legislators don't necessarily realize, is at 877 billion with a B dollars in value added to the United States economy, with 5.1 million American jobs, with 675,000 small businesses, we are 4.5% of the economy. We are a huge part of the economy. And not only that, 68% of tourism is for arts and culture activities, and so when you really look at us, we are a cornerstone bedrock of the United States economy. And one of the things that we say to legislators and policymakers as we talk to them is there can be no American economic recovery without a robust arts and culture recovery. There just can't be. And on the other side of this, we need to have a different conversation about the creative economy. And so what we're trying to do is we are pushing as hard as we can right now for the relief that our people need, but we're also trying to change the conversation by having the conversation. So day after day, we're talking to legislators, talking to lawmakers, senators' offices, reps' offices, and we're talking about the creative economy. We're talking about the social impacts that we all know. We make the world more full of compassion, affection, respect, light, love, beauty, vitality, excitement, humor. So all those things that animate us and get us out of bed every day, we know those things, and we're talking to them about those things too. But one of the things that we need to have a more robust conversation about is just how big and important our industry is for the maintenance and stabilization of the United States economy as a whole. So that's what we're doing all day, every day, and we're trying to get everybody involved and doing it with us.
Absolutely. And I don't know where to begin because you've made so many on point points.
I just go, you pull the string in my back. At this point, we've been doing this 12 hours a day since July. So it's like, you just pull the string in my back and I'm like, the arts economy.
Yeah. Well, Afra was saying before, we don't realize, the average Joe doesn't realize, how not only how many jobs, but how many businesses running outside of these industries are being affected. It is one chain link of loss, like you said. It's just, and I think it's just brilliant that this organization is putting this into perspective, and not only putting it into the perspective of the artists, but the consumers who are usually coming to see these shows, and the tourists who are not flying airfare. And really just
and to your point, the Muni Theater in St. Louis is a 12,000 seat amphitheater outdoors, and this summer 4 different restaurants that are in that neighborhood closed.
Wow. Because
there's that 12,000 person audience is who was going to eat dinner at those restaurants before they would go to see the show. So no show, no audience, no restaurants. And so, you can imagine what's happening in Midtown Manhattan right now. There's 97,000 employees just in Broadway. So those people all show up to work every day and they eat dinner beforehand. They go to the bars afterwards. So it's not even just the patrons, but it's also us. The arts workers ourselves have a collateral positive impact on the communities that we exist in.
Yes, absolutely. So just real quick, tell our audience just a bit about the letter process and putting your name under that letter to the senators.
Yeah, there's a couple things that you can do. We have an Action Network letter that you can find on our webpage, and that you plug in your name and your address and all of that kind of stuff, and it takes you straight to your senators directly. That's very important. They log every letter that they get. They log every call that they get. We also have a letter that was in American Theater Magazine in late July called An Open Letter to the 116th Senate. And it really is a cri de coeur that puts out the socioeconomic impact of the arts and then demands the kind of proportionate relief that our sector deserves. So, for instance, what people don't necessarily know is arts and culture are $265 billion more in value added to the economy than all of transportation. We're almost 5 times bigger than agriculture. We're bigger than tourism. We're bigger than mining. We're bigger than utilities. So if you look at the CARES Act and you look at the relief that went to these other industries, it was much more in line with what they contributed to the economy. Where, you know, the NEA, NEH, they got kind of like $100 million that got blown through very quickly. Some of that PPP went to arts-related businesses, but what we need is dedicated arts relief for arts workers, and dedicated relief for arts organizations and institutions. So in that letter, it has over 16,000 signatures right now, and it's amazing because the signatories, and you can be a signatory on this, you can add your name, but the people that have signed it are everybody from, you know, Rosario Dawson to Glenn Close to Kevin Kline to, and the list goes on and on and on with like really kind of big shiny names. And then the institutions, we have everything from like the Dance Theater of Harlem to the Metropolitan Opera to the Billings Symphony in Montana to the High Plains Museum in New Mexico. So it's a real sector wide. And that's what we're trying to do, is all 5.1 million people in this country that self-identify as arts workers that work in the creative economy. We are for you. We are with you. You can join us. We represent you. We are not siloed. We're not looking out for this group or that group. We are trying to change the conversation about the creative economy to make sure that this kind of thing never happens again, and that on the other side of this crisis, we build back better by including more arts and culture as part of that American recovery process. So go to beanartshero.com. You can sign that 116th letter. You can do the Action Network letter. We have all your senators and House reps, their social media handles. You can @ them, or you can hit them all at once by @ Senate Dems or @ Senate GOP. That way you hit them all at the same time. So listen, and here's the deal. One of the things that we're talking about is, I know it feels like in 2020, it can really feel dispiriting. It can feel like nothing you do is going to change anything. You're going to wake up, tomorrow's going to be worse than today. What's the point? Stare out the window. You know, is it 3 o'clock? It's time to crack a beer. I totally get it. But you're making a phone call actually matters. Yes. You're writing a letter actually matters. You're tweeting actually matters. The pressure works. And right now, you know, we're at this deadlock, and we've had this deadlock since May. Unfortunately, it looks like we may have to wait until January 6th to see what happens in Georgia, to see about the next step. But the more people are applying pressure now, the more likely it is that when the log starts to become unjammed, that arts and culture is part of the next package, and it has to be.
Yes, it absolutely has to be. Oh, thank you so much for joining, Carson. I really appreciate it. It was brilliant insight, wonderful cause that impacts everybody. So everybody, please go sign that letter below. It's in the link. It's at our beanartshero.com. And
we're really humbled that you did this, that you're amplifying the work that we're doing, that you invited me to come talk. So thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
For coming, I appreciate it. We all appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you very much, Carson. Talk soon. Okay, so next we have Sujoy Haldar, and he'll be singing an original song called "Belong." So Sujoy, take it away.
I'm trying to find where I belong. I say it like it's easy. I say it like I'm strong. Whoa. 'Cause you make me feel so alive, yeah. I don't like to think about anything when you're by my side. So wrap your arm with mine. I hold on tight to you, baby. Tonight, just tonight. So wrap your leg round mine. I hold on tight to you, baby. Tonight, just tonight. Oh, find my way back home. Don't change, Joe. Finding something new. Walking a new road leads me back to you. So wrap your arms round mine. I hold on tight to you, baby. Tight to you. Tonight, just tonight. Whoa. Thank you. Yeah, so that was Belong.
That was fantastic. Oh my God. Dude, you are a natural. First of all, might I add too, I absolutely love your jacket.
Thank you.
Oh, that was really terrific. And I gotta ask you, with a song like that, so swift, and the guitar was perfect. It was something you can definitely relax to, but also think about. Who are some of the artists that inspire your songwriting?
Oh, well, to answer that question, take me a whole day, honestly, but to keep it short and sweet, I have a range of inspirations from Michael Jackson to Frank Sinatra to Nat King Cole to Stevie Wonder to John Mayer, and I definitely draw from a place where I'm really trying to connect with people through my lyrics, through my music, and to kind of dig into who I am. I'm a songwriter. I'm a music producer. I'm also a student as well at the University of Southern California in Los Angeles. But because of the pandemic, everything's been more or less put to a standstill in that regard. But I've been moving forward with music, and it's definitely been a medium to really express myself, as it has always been. And a lot of my music can be seen on my Instagram, which I left tagged down below, which I'd love for people to reach out to me. May that be to work on different productions, because I work with artists, from hip hop artists to songwriters and people who are very instrumentally driven, as well as arranging and composing for like screen scoring and sync and so on and so forth. But yeah,
Nice. Hey, so I'd love to hear a little bit more about what inspired the song "Belong." Do you mind elaborating on that a little bit?
of course. Well, I'm a New York native myself, but uh, when I moved out to LA, it was a huge culture shift, huge culture shock. And finding a sense of community there was something I was really looking for. And I was eventually able to, but initially from relationships I went to with, people I met there, as well as like romantic relationships, as well as finding a sense of belonging amongst not just my music, which I felt I could always go back to, but something that really embodied a moment in my time when I went out to LA, when I learned more about myself. That's really where the song derives its inspiration from. And on another quick note, just want to thank Mr. Elron for all the important topics he was addressing. Because as a recording artist myself, there's so much going on right now with streaming. That's a huge thing with the Music Modernization Act. And all that being said, artists aren't getting paid enough with that. And that's an important narrative that needs to be discussed, because as well as Broadway shows and theaters that are put onto different DSPs like Spotify, Tidal, Deezer, Amazon Music, they have a massive listening audience that loves to tune in, but the music and the creators of the music and the art are not getting paid what they should be. And that's a topic that is heavily in discussion, and there's legislation to push forward the right narrative, but it takes time.
Yeah, that's another really great point to be made. Well, Sujoy, thanks so much for being on the show, sharing your awesome song, and wish you the best of luck. And can't wait to hear more from you.
Thank you.
Bye. Up next, we have Bithjia Pierre, and Bithjia will be singing an original song as well. Her song is called "Where Lights Glow."
Says that I have to be everything and more. Money, power, and fame. If they don't know your name, what's the point anymore? They say get to the top, fight until the world stops. Let the people see your face, let them be amazed. But what if I wanna be who I am without all eyes on me? Can't you see I finally found who I should be? A woman who knows she's a masterpiece, and I don't need the spotlight to shine on me. I will be a light when no one sees, even when their eyes are closed. If nobody knows and my name is never shown, I'll be in the dark where lights glow. I'll be in the dark where lights glow. I'll be where they glow. They tell me I've gotta be somewhere big on TV. Why am I still here? I tell God's got a plan. One day we'll understand. My destiny is so near. They say get to the top, fight until the world stops. Let the people see your face, let them be amazed. But what if I wanna be who I am without all eyes on me? Can't you see I finally found who I should be? A woman who knows she's a masterpiece, and I don't need the spotlight to shine on me. I will be a light when no one sees, even when their eyes are closed. If nobody knows and my name is never shown, I'll be in the dark where lights glow. Yes, I'll be in the dark where lights glow. I'll be where they glow. I'll be where they glow. I'll be where they glow. Where they glow. Where they glow. I'll be where they glow. I'll be where they glow. Where they glow. Where lights glow. Finally found knows who I should be. A woman who knows she's a masterpiece. I don't need the spotlight to shine on me. I will be a light when no one sees, even when their eyes are closed. And if nobody knows, my name is never showing. I'll be in the dark where lights glow. I'll be in the dark where lights glow.
Wow. I mean, tremendous. Can I try something real quick? We
Yes.
try that? That pattern is astounding. I mean, that is just. Did I get it?
Yeah, you got it. That was great.
That was fantastic, Bithjia. So thanks so much for coming on and for singing. It was beautiful, absolutely beautiful song. And I want to ask, so you're playing guitar, you write songs, you sing. What really came first in terms of your musical talent?
So definitely the singing. I started singing when I was like 7. But this was all because my entire family just plays or sings or does something musically. And they were all just like, well, like, what you gonna do? Like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna like contribute, you know? And I was just like, I mean, I guess I'll sing, like I like singing. And so then I just started singing, and I would just kind of, back when there was the little iPod Touch first generation, I would record myself with the voice memos, and then eventually started playing. Yep.
Lifesaver. It really is a lifesaver. So it is an incredibly powerful song, and it's got a terrific chord progression. I think that's going to be stuck in my head for a while. Good. So I'd love to ask too. So like, usually in terms of emotion, what emotion do you like to write in a basis for mainly? So like, do you like to write more about like frustration or love or anger or joy? Like what is your favorite emotion, I guess, to write about?
Yeah, I would say I find myself writing a lot when I'm frustrated, because I just like guitar and singing is just so much like of a release for me. So then, whenever I pick up my guitar, I get to just kind of let it all out and sing and just, do it with music.
Yeah, a lot of great artists do write on frustration, so that's a good one. Definitely great. So are there any specific artists that inspired you to write?
Yeah, I mean, I would say, I was big on soul growing up. I'm still kind of big on soul. I grew up, like, my favorite song when I was growing up was No One by Alicia Keys. That was like, I knew all the words, everything, like memorized her entire part of the song, even the backup, vocals. And then today I would say it's just evolved. And I also really admire Tori Kelly too. I think her voice is great. She has this amazing voice. So, and also some soul in there too. So I love listening to that.
Oh, that's awesome. And that's a great versatile genre of music. You're getting people who are, many of the solo artists, like yourself, are writing these songs on their own. As opposed to like, you have some artists who have like a big team and, a lot of the soul and solo, and even like the indie artists, and even, if we're going to make this stretch, country, they they write their own songs too, which is really awesome that we still have that authenticity, and that was beautiful. So, Bithjia, thank you so much for being on the show, and I look forward to hearing more from you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course. Alrighty, so up next we have Alaina Newell, and Alaina will be singing "Someone Gets Hurt" from the Broadway musical Mean Girls.
Yes, I look perfect. Ice queen, that's what you see. That's what they all expect from me. But it's all show. Face it, you used me. You saw the sexy clothes, my supermodel pose. What did you know? Was I a game to you? Was I a way to be cool? I truly cared. Was I the fool? It's fine for you. It's fine to flirt. It's fine till someone gets hurt. Till someone gets hurt. Feel my heart beating. I'm just like her or you. People forget I'm human too. Yes, they do that. This is performance. This is all self-defense. I thought you had the sense to see through that. Was I too proud with you? Was I too cold and forbidding? Oh, you chose her over me. Are you kidding? Poor little me, all trapped in this fabulous show. You could set me free, but if you're going, go. It's fine for you. It's fine to flirt and get your heart. Why do you even wear a shirt? No, it's fine. Damn, you're fine, and it's fine till someone gets. Till someone gets hurt. Till someone gets hurt.
Woo! That was so effortless. Oh my gosh, you nailed it. Oh my God, that was amazing, Alaina. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Danny?
I'm doing okay. So I want to ask. So what made you choose this song? What made you choose when Someone Gets Hurt from Mean Girls?
I love the song. I think if you're like a mezzo belt, like that just sits so well. That it's so fun. And I also think it's fun just because it's not something that I think I would typically play. And so I think it's just fun that I just get to sing it because it's fun. I'm not really stressing about like, oh my God, is this my type? Because like, I just think it's a fun song. And I just wanted to sing something that I like singing. And it's just like a song, like if I'm like playing through an empty playlist, like this is a song I like sing through all the time in my car.
Well, you're flawless with it. And it was so good for your voice. It's a great song for your voice. And incredible belts too. So I wanted to ask you, so my understanding, you're on a podcast.
Yes.
Do you want to talk a little bit about what the podcast is?
Of course. So I created and host this podcast. Me and my friend Gail created it. It's called Fourth Wall, and we talk about discrimination and bias in the theater industry. And we talk to like some of Broadway and national theater's biggest names, and we just kind of have open discussions about race and ways that people can be an ally and ways that people can help in the fight against racism.
That's awesome. And those are really important and great discussions to have, especially in the the environment that we're living in now. Very important. I think like this is just an expression that really goes for the theater in general, is that like, yeah, we see what's up in front. We see what's happening on stage, the happy, the smiling. We don't see everything that happens when people are turning the gears. We don't see what's happening in production. So I think that's just so important to have a way to have a conversation about it and talk about it and inform people about it. So I think that's very important. So thanks for sharing. So I have to ask, what are some of your dream roles that you'd love to play?
My dream roles. Oh man. Okay. Thinking about dream roles, Bobby in Company, like before I even knew that they were going to do like a revival with a woman like Raul Esparza, I watched that version so many times. Like I almost can quote it. I'm in love. Amneris and Aida is a dream.
what are some other dreams? And there's Naida, Pearl in SpongeBob, Rose in Dogfight, but also like anything with a good story. Also anything that's like super low, because like I say that I'm a tenor, and like so like anything that's really, really low and just like fun there, just because you normally don't see people like women like singing super low. Like I love those kind of roles as well.
If you're a tenor, your range must be stretched. I mean, you already have an amazing range, so that was really, really great.
Thanks.
No, I'm sorry if I'm being a total fan, but yeah, it was really wonderful. So great, thank you very much. So Alaina, thank you so much for hopping on and for sharing your talent, sharing more about the podcast, and look forward to hearing more from you.
Awesome, thank you so much for having me, guys.
Of course, thanks for stopping by. All right, so now Black to Gold is an a cappella group, and we're going to present a video of The Chain by Fleetwood Mac. So here we go.
Listen to the wind blow, watch the sun rise. Watch the sun rise. Run, 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 run in the shadows. Damn your love, damn your lies. Oh, and if you don't love me now, you will never love me again. I can still hear you saying you would never break the chain. And if you don't love me now, you will never love me again. I can still hear you saying you would never break the chain. Break the chain. Listen to the wind blow, down comes the night. Down comes the night. Running the shadows. Damn your love, damn your lies. Ooh, I break the silence. Damn your dark, damn your light. Oh, and if you don't love me now, you will never love me again. I can still hear you saying you would never break the chain. And if you don't love me now, you will never love me again. I can still hear you saying you would never break the chain. And if you don't love me, then you'll never love me again. I still hear you saying you will never break the chain. The chain, the chain. The chain, the chain, running through the shadows. Chain, keep us together. 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 Keep us together, running through the chain. Keep us together. If you don't love me now, you will never love me again. I can still hear you saying you will never break the chain.
Oh, that was an epic rendition. Oh my gosh, how you doing, Courtney? Thanks so much for
Nice,
joining.
thank you. I'm doing great. How are you?
Very good, very good. Are you a big Fleetwood Mac or Stevie Nicks fan?
Honestly, yeah, love them. Should have done Dreams though, but it's okay. It's okay.
Oh, no. Future project. There you go.
Yeah, true. Very true.
Yeah. Who knows? But I'd love to ask. So, how did the group come about? How did Black to Gold really come about? Was it formed through college or through some old friends or?
I mean, yeah, so a couple of us did collegiate a cappella together, you know, Pitch Perfect style. So we all just kind of decided that we wanted to start a group after college. So we did that. And then it's been through a couple different cycles. And then we ended up finding two amazing people just kind of randomly on the internet, but it ended up working out great.
Certainly did. I mean, that was good. How do the arrangements come about, or how do you usually put a song together or decide?
I mean, usually, we're all really soloistic, so it's just kind of whatever, like our music director, Connor, kind of comes up with at the time, but he kind of does all the arranging. He's got a crazy brain, super amazing, and I don't even know how he does it, so that's kind of how that goes.
That's awesome. So do you have any upcoming projects that you want to share, or anything you want our audience to check out?
We've got a bunch of stuff on, Instagram, TikTok, all of that, bunch of new TikToks coming. We do have a new song that's going to be coming soon, hopefully. We're shooting a music video for it. I can say it's from Frozen 2. I won't tell you the song. You're going to have to find out.
They're all great, so it's going to be it will be awesome. I'm very happy to have you on the show, and thank you for sharing this awesome arrangement. Fantastic video. The editing was spectacular as well. Another note. And Courtney, it was wonderful to have you. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, thank you so much. All right. Thanks.
Great to see you. All righty. So next we have Prema Marin, and she will be singing, which is one of my personal favorite songs. It's called A Million Dreams. It's from The Greatest Showman. So Prema.
Close my eyes and I can see the world is waiting for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams, that's all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build, every room inside is filled with things from far away. The special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design. And every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world
world we're gonna make. However big, however small, let me be part of it all. Share your dreams with me. You may be right, you may be wrong, but say that you'll bring me along to the world you see, to the world I close my eyes to see, I close my eyes to see. Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head, a million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see, a million dreams, all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. For the world we're gonna make.
Woo! Very nice, Prema. How you doing? Thanks so much for joining.
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me. How about you?
Oh, I'm pretty good, pretty good. You know, I absolutely love that song. I can't get over it. I mean, it was a song that I had heard so many times, and I saw the movie, and I was like, okay, like that's fine. And then you hear it over and over again, you're like, oh, it's so good.
It never gets old.
That's a great song. Is that your? Do you have a favorite musical movie?
My favorite musical movie is actually The Greatest Showman.
Ah, yes. Oh, it's gonna go down as a classic. I will say. I think that and La La Land are pretty neck and neck for 2016, 2017 classics that'll become legendary as time goes on.
Sure.
So I have to ask, are you currently doing any kind of like virtual productions or virtual shows in high school? So how's like online like theater been for you?
So I unfortunately haven't been able to do as much performing as I had hoped to do because of the pandemic, especially in my town. We hadn't had any like virtual theater or anything because of like the way that things were around here, which is why when I was presented with this opportunity, I was like, oh my God, this is like going to be my first time performing since like the shutdowns and everything. And it's just like a really great opportunity and a really great way to get music out there, especially today.
Thank you. Then I'm glad we could be that outlet for you. That's awesome. But if we want to talk about music, when did you pick up the guitar? When did you learn that? Oh my gosh, I just love playing the guitar.
So I came from a really musical family. So I kind of just like fit right into I began with singing, and then I started seeing like people like on like shows and stuff. They were like singing and playing guitar, and I was like, that's pretty cool. So I started guitar when I was in like 4th or 5th grade, and then I just kept with it since. I had a really great music teacher who taught me everything I know, and then I went from there, and I just never stopped.
That's awesome. That's a really good. And never do stop, because your talent will shine, and it will only get better. It'll only grow. So you got to keep going with that, and you already sound fantastic. So thank you so much again for hopping on, and I appreciate your talent. Love your song choice, of course, and love your beautiful voice. So thanks again.
Thank you. Have a
good one. Oh man, hearing that song, I was supposed to go see The Music Man in September with Hugh Jackman. Start to next year, I just want to hear that guy sing 76 trombones. It'd be like 76 trombones laid the big parade, and like you'll hear like his. He's just so good. I love him. But anyway, now I'm going to be introducing our final guests for tonight. We have Derek and Cameron coming from SDS and their production of You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. So I absolutely love Charlie Brown. Love it. Hey guys, how we doing?
Hey.
Hello. Derek, how's it going? Thanks so much.
Good. How are you? Of course.
So I have to ask, so the baseball game video that I don't think we've watched just yet, but I have watched it. I have so many questions because it's very well made. How did the filming process go? What was it like putting that all together?
Cam, you want to take this one?
Yeah, sure. So I'm currently the president of the Dramatic Society, and I am producing You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. And Derek asked me to come on to be kind of the cameraman and the choreographer for some parts. And so what we did was we just did, as low budget as possible. We have a phone camera, we have a gimbal, and we just took to the Hoboken streets and did the best we could. We planned out our shots and just, took a lot of different pieces from both out in Hoboken and filming inside our own homes, all being safe during COVID, wearing masks, which was definitely a challenge, but, we wanted to make sure we were safe while doing it too.
That's really great. And of course, taking those precautions is so important in any aspect. So let's talk a bit about the show. So tell me about both of your you guys are over here, your individual parts. So Cameron, do you want to start?
Sure, yeah. So, so Derek came to SDS with his idea to put on Charlie Brown, a couple months before the beginning of the semester. And so we just, because a lot of our plans got mixed up because of COVID, we were like, yeah, let's do this. Let's put on this show. So we just threw everything we could into it. And so my role as I said, is just to be the go-to person, get the show together. And so I was there to film, do some choreography. I also have a little feature as Woodstock in there, do a little bit of dancing in the middle. So yeah, it's been a wonderful journey that we've been able to take together. So Derek, how about you keep on going with that?
Yeah, so just to go back to the first bit too, the only filmmaker that had anything to do with this project is Ian. And he's only the editor. So us putting together these shots was just all over the place, get what we can get. And I'm making it out to be like this whole messy thing, but like a lot of planning did have to go into it. A lot of planning that we didn't know how to do. And then that being said, yeah, I had this idea to do You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown since like last November. And back then, it was going to be a staged production. It was going to be funded by our school's actual theater, not just a club. And it became something over time that was shut down because back in the spring when everything shut down, I got an email saying we can't produce it anymore because everything from the spring is moving to the fall, like all the events in the theater. Now nothing's in the theater. So it's just a bunch of getting knocked down, but I was able to talk to Cam and our production manager, Gab, and we were able to really build something out of nothing. So my official titles are director, and I also star as Charlie Brown.
That's awesome. He's one of my favorite cartoon characters, like, of all time. I mean, just you just feel so bad. Like, he's just such a good person. And it's just like, life is just like, no, Charlie Brown, not today. It's just like, I love him. Oh, man. But I have another question. So with this and with the success of this production, do you see yourselves doing this again? And if so, do you have any little secrets, any shows in mind?
Yeah, so we actually just procured the rights to Godspell for next semester. So that will be another virtual production from home. And so everyone will come together. Hopefully we can get a wide range of students from throughout the Stevens community and put on Godspell. We're super excited for it. We're in the midst of planning and hiring professionals right now. So we're super excited for that.
That's awesome. I can't wait to be on the lookout for that because I absolutely love Godspell. Big Steven Schwartz fan. But thank you both so much for hopping on the call. Really appreciate it. You can follow the SDS Instagram. That's in the tab below. Right there. That's a little bit. There we go. So Cam, Derek, thank you both for joining the show tonight. And really appreciate you taking the time and putting the effort into keeping the theater alive.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Give me a T.
T.
Give me an E.
E.
Give me an A.
A.
Give me an M.
M.
What have you got?
Team. There is no team like the best team, which is our team right here. We will show you we're the best team in the very little league this year. And in no time, we'll be big time with the big league baseball stars for all All we have to do is win just one more game, and the championship is ours.
Dear pen pal, you'll never guess what happened today at the baseball game. It's hard to believe what happened today at the baseball game. I was the manager, Schroeder was catcher, and all of the team was the same as always, but somehow or other disaster struck at the baseball game. Huddle up!
Break!
That guy couldn't bat an eye.
Hey, better.
Swing!
I got it!
I got it!
I got it!
See what I mean? 3 balls, 2 strikes, the bases were loaded with 2 men out. I pitched my curve, but somehow he hit it a good, strong clout. Lucy, I hollered, it's coming right to ya. She caught it as easy as pie, then dropped it. I don't think it's good for a team's morale to see their manager cry. Snoopy helped out by biting a runner and catching the ball in his teeth. Linus caught flies from a 3rd-story window by holding his blanket beneath. Yes, we had fortitude, no one could argue with that. And 1 run would win us the game as I came up to bat.
All right, Charlie Brown, we're all behind you. Sort of. I mean, this kid can't pitch. He pitches like my grandmother, Charlie Brown. Now all you have to do is bear down. Just bear down. And when you get to first, watch me for my signals. Got it, Flash?
Stars, for all we have to do is win just one more game.
And the championship is ours.
Ours.
2 men were on with 2 outs and me with 1 strike to go. Then I saw her, this cute little red-headed girl I know. Firmly I vowed I would win it for her, and I shouldered my bat and I swung. Dear pen pal, I'm told where you live is really quite far. Would you please send directions on how I can get where you are? Your friend, Charlie Brown.
Oh my God. It's such a great number. And the ending is just so sad. Like I said, you feel so bad for Charlie Brown, but that was so well made. And great job, SDS. And great job to everybody. Just remember, be an arts hero. You can sign the letter, excuse me. You can sign the bottom of the letter going to senators. Really only takes about 4 seconds. Like Carson said, we have 16,000 signatures so far. You'll be next to names like Glenn Close, Rosario Dawson, and the like. And thank you all for joining tonight at Cabaret on the Couch. I just want to thank Ian and Elizabeth for having me. And I just want to say one more thing before we hop off. I'm going to sing just a quick little song for you all that a few people requested. So I'm going to stop the show now, 'cause I want to leave on top. So get up and go now. Tell the spotlight man, turn off my light. Goodbye. Goodbye to every night alone. Goodbye. I'm tired of lives that I don't own. I'm tired of living on the stage, the empty life that's on the page. Empty lives are in the past. I've tried before, but here's the last. Goodbye. Now goodbye. 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 Goodbye, everybody. Thank you so much for hopping on tonight. Cabaret on the Couch. Stay tuned for next month.